The Bhagavad Gita. In 9 minutes. It is a sacred book of Oriental origin, which answers, in its content and in a very simple way, the origin of our life, the current process of our existence and our final destiny. The purpose of this video is to give the summary of this teaching, which will help to understand the message that God gives to all humanity. Do not forget to subscribe and mark all notifications, in order to receive future videos. Thank you very much, and now we move on to see this topic. To understand this text, we must know that it is a dialogue between the warrior Arjuna and the incarnation of God Lord Krishna, given 5,000 years ago. The name Krishna means Chris the Creator, and Na, the origin, that is, original God. Lord Krishna himself said to Arjuna, "Although I am not born, I am immutable, Lord of all creatures, Master of matter. I incarnate using my Maya or illusion, by my divine power. Whenever religion and righteousness decline and irreligion prevails, I incarnate again. To protect the good, destroy the bad and re-establish the eternal religion, I incarnate from age to age." Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 4, verses 6 to 8. Other incarnations of his have been Buddha, Christ, Shankaracharya, Chaitanya, although there are many more. The correct translation of the meaning of the word Bhagavad Gita is the Song of the Divine Son. Others call it the Song of the Lord. It is a message from God, given in his time, for all humanity, and a simple message, for everyone's understanding, where our origin, process and ultimate end are explained in a simple way. Lord Krishna also said, "Human beings who are unintelligent and who do not know me perfectly, think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before, and that now I have assumed this personality. Due to their little knowledge they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme." Bhagavad Gita Chapter 4 verse 24. In Chapter 9 verse 11 Lord Krishna said, "Fools mock me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that exists." Here it is very clear who Lord Krishna is, and through dialogue he explains that he is the creator of everything. Lord Krishna said, "I am the father of this universe, the mother, the sustainer and the grandfather. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier and the syllable Om. I am also the Vedas, IG, Sama and Yajur, the ancient scriptures." Lord Krishna also said, "I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle." Chapter 10, verse 32. Just as God said in the book of Revelation, Chapter 1, verse 8, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, says the Lord, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty." Furthermore, when Lord Krishna was incarnated, he demonstrated his omnipotence in his 125 years, defeated all enemies with great ease and resurrected the dead who had been dead for many years. He lived in a mountain with great ease. We continue to see the message of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita is composed of 18 chapters. The Lord, in the first and second chapters, at the beginning of his dialogue, explains that each one must fulfill his duty, that the wise person should not lament for the living or the dead, that life is something fleeting, and he mentions that as one takes off a dress and puts on another dress, so the being or the spirit takes a body and leaves it at its time, and that one must remain calm before the extremes of life. Lord Krishna explains that life ends at any moment, and that you should take advantage of this to stop reincarnating, to free yourself from the wheel of samsara, or wheel of reincarnation, and return to the source where our life began, as children of the Creator. When we were born as divine sparks, the Lord wants the spirits or divine sparks to develop their own individuality. Lord Krishna said, "Human beings with little knowledge are very attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for the sake of elevation to the heavenly planets, the consequent good birth, power, because they are desirous of sense enjoyment and opulent life, they say that that is all there is. In the minds of those who are too much attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence and who are bewildered by such things, there is no single-minded determination to render devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Chapter 2, verses 42, 43 and 44. The Lord goes on to say, "Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the forefathers will go to the forefathers. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings, and those who worship me will lie with me." Chapter 9, verse 25. Whatever you think of most in this life, that will be yours when you leave this present body permanently. And whoever at the end of life leaves the body remembering me only, he attains my nature at once. There is no doubt about this. Whatever state of existence one remembers when he leaves the body, that state he will attain without fail. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna, and at the same time execute your prescribed duty of fighting. By your activities engaged in me and with your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without any doubt. One who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, and who does not deviate from the path, he is sure to attain me. One should meditate on the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, who is the oldest of all, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental, beyond this material nature. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 8, verses 5 to 10. For that reason, Lord Krishna left several techniques to reach the source. There is the yoga of meditation or dhyana, and the yoga of action or karma yoga. Then there is the yoga of knowledge or jnana yoga and the yoga of devotion or bhakti yoga. Any of these techniques have the purpose of helping to have the Creator Lord Krishna, as our goal. The Lord wants his children, the spirits, to stop being automatons and return to the supreme abode, the source. Therefore, I leave those methods or techniques mentioned. Karma yoga consists of doing everything as a service to Krishna, without attachment to the fruits. The yoga of meditation, in the simple act of thinking of Krishna, or of your inner being, his spirit. The yoga of knowledge, simply reading Krishna's literature, such as the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavatam, the Vishnu Purana. But the Lord himself recommends, above all, the practice of devotion or bhakti yoga, where the teachings and history of the Lord are studied, chants, mantras and rituals to the Lord are performed. But in the Bhagavatam, he explains that if you love the Lord with full confidence, leading a noble life, although not perfect, when leaving this life and thinking of the Lord, you will return to the source. There is also much more information that Lord Krishna tells us about how to behave, and also about what a good and evil person is like in chapter 15. But the main purpose of the message is to create awareness about your life and return to the divine realm, the source. There are many more things about the message, but you already have the foundations, the basis, to understand the message of the Bhagavad Gita. Who knows more about everything than God himself? Even so, many disdain the information that God himself left for humanity. The Gita, as has been said, has the answers that everyone is looking for, where it comes from, who you are and where you are going. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. And you can comment on the video. In the description, there are the links, and on the channel, there are many videos on the subject. And thank you very much for your attention. Have a nice day.